Potato Cat, welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Ace Academy. Previously, we got to go to the 24-hour daycare. We saw a side coyote we didn't expect to see. She may or may not have a crush on somebody. And we got to have cake because we were celebrating our late mother's birthday, which was sad but kind of cute in the end. Now we're waiting at the train station for our friends to go to the spa, and that is where we left off. I purchased my ticket and find Cowdy, Mayu, Valerie, and Yuna are already waiting on the platform. Hey. Yuna and Valerie wave as I approach while Mayu smiles and Cowdy nods in greeting.
You made it!
So did you. I glance around us. Where's Sho?
Running late, like usual.
And look, they have new outfits. This is exciting. Look, their outfits are different from the other casual outfits they had. That is fun. I love that. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, because it is a lot more effort to have several outfit changes for all the sprites, but I certainly appreciate it.
He'll be here.
I hope so. He has all of our tickets. Cowdy gives me a look. I mean, of course he'll be here. She crosses her arms, but otherwise falls silent. Even Yuna looks worried as she checks the time. We've still got a few minutes before the train comes. As the seconds tick by, even I'm beginning to lose hope. Thankfully, Sho soon appears.
Hey guys, ready to get our heat on?
We stare at Sho.
That came out wrong.
Yeah. He looks around, a wide grin on his face.
Awesome, the gang's all here!
The labored roar of engines is heard before the train is sighted. Sho points to the approaching train.
Just in time too, because here's the train.
You were cutting it really close, Sho.
I'm right on time.
Everyone quiets down as we get ready to board. We settle into our seats and enjoy the ride. Yeah, I am a person who shows up early to everything. Ooh, I didn't scroll up or down, did I? I do that sometimes when I try to hit the splitty button. Ooh, a nice park. Look at that. There's some stone things there. Where's the sign? I like this. When we arrive, we step off the train and stretch our legs. There's a beautiful hotel in the distance, and the hot springs are tucked in the mountains behind it.
Alright, here we are safe and sound. Let's go check in first.
Sho leads the way to the hotel, and we trail behind, enjoying the scenery. I breathe in deeply, letting the crisp mountain air fill my lungs. Just being here already helps me feel rejuvenated. I personally would have rather test out my super awesome new attack thing, the hyperdrive mode, but you know, whatever. Testing out our core seems to not be that important. We enter the hotel and the front desk together. Oh, the front desk agent gives us the keys to our rooms. Valerie and Yuna are bunking together while Kaori and Mayu share a room. Obviously, that leaves Sho and I to share the last room. The girls disappear into their rooms, but not before agreeing to meet right outside the hotel in 10 minutes. Sho and I enter our room. He immediately flops onto the bed, closest to the window.
I claim this bed.
I'll take the other bed. That's my bed. He can honestly have it. Or will I miss something? I feel like this choice does not matter too much. Do whatever. You're probably just gonna look out the window or whatever. I don't want the bed near the window. It's too bright. Alright. I'm fine with this bed. I drop my bag onto the bed, closer to the wall and doorway. I don't like being next to the window anyway. Even with the curtains closed, it feels too exposed.
Exposed?
Like, if I were to open the curtains, a face would be staring in. Sho looks warily at the window.
Don't say things like that. Do you want me to have nightmares?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, because you took my training day away from me. All because you had tickets to some hot spring for some reason. Once we've had a chance to rest and put down our things, we head down to the lobby and wait outside. The girls trickle in a few minutes later. Should we go for a soap now?
We want to save that for tonight. Trust me, it's way more relaxing at the end of the day.
What should we do instead? Sho pulls out the tickets and studies the text on there.
What about...
Mayu's voice trails off. What about what?
What if we toured the gardens?
She points to a side clearing of blossoms and trees.
They look really pretty.
We get a discounted price for the tours too, since we already have tickets to the hot springs.
Valerie jumps excitedly.
Let's do it then.
She races towards the gardens.
Wait! Don't just run off like that!
Kaori takes off after her as the rest of us scramble to catch up. Luckily, we arrive right before the next scheduled tour, and we are all able to secure a spot with the group. The tour guide leads us on a gravel path and speaks non-stop about the history of the garden and each plant that we see. I listen intently as he talks about the original lord who commissioned the garden as a way to show off his status and wealth. I remember hearing about this same guy in our foreign international bridging class, so it's extra cool to be standing in this garden. I wish I could see the garden. The guide's lecture on each plant that we pass is far less engaging, though. And my attention wanders, and my attention wanes. I survey the flowers and trees around me. Bright petals of color sway gently in the breeze. and a few of them float towards our feet. I wonder how they keep this place so green at this time of year. Science. I'm sure Mayu knows. We should ask her. As I glance around the group, everyone seems to be focused on the greenery around us, especially Mayu. She kneels beside a large yellow chrysanthemum and inspects its layered petals. The guide finishes his spiel about some other flower or something and leads the group further down the path. Mayu isn't paying attention and continues to look at the flowers. Mayu. She begins to stir and I wait for her to rejoin us. But to my surprise, she steps off the path to examine another flower. She must not have heard me. She'll come back herself. We're going to go after her. We're not just going to abandon Mayu. She might get lost if I don't go after her. I slip away from the group and jog up to Mayu. She has ventured into a patch of bright yellow chrysanthemums. I'm a couple of steps behind her when I call out again. Mayu! She jumps in surprise and whirls around to face me. Unfortunately, she trips over her own feet and is precariously close to falling on her face. Of course we're going to catch her. Wait, did we actually choose? Or did I take too long? Catch, freeze, or wait were the options. Or catch, freeze, or watch were the options. I'm choosing to catch her. Instinctively, I step in and catch her in my arms. Mayu looks up at me with wide eyes, then quickly looks away as her cheeks burn red.
Thank you.
I help steady her on her feet. No problem. Are you okay? She nods and looks back up at me, her eyes glittering.
You saved me!
Of course, we're your boyfriend, apparently. That is what we do. Oh, I'm not sure if I would go that far.
No, you did!
She seems pretty adamant. Okay.
And in the books, the hero always gets a reward.
Maya quickly gets up on her toes and pecks me on the lips. I blink surprised. Her face is bright red, but she wears a small smile. I can't help but grin and pull her into a hug. I'll have to save you more often. Aww, so cute. We spent some time together before rejoining the group. The tour was very beautiful and I enjoyed the leisurely pace we took around the gardens. Although I did learn a lot more about plants than I ever wanted to know. Once the tour was over, we regrouped back outside the hotel. How did everyone enjoy the tour? Mayu sighs dreamily.
Flowers were so beautiful. I felt like I was walking through a fairy tale. I'm glad you had fun, Mayu. I thought it was really pretty too, but I found the history of the place to be the most interesting part.
Yeah, apparently we did as well. I like flowers though. That's why I was like, oh, no garden picture background thing. Howdy shrugs. I kind of expected as much.
Yeah, it was alright. It reminded me a little bit of home. On the outskirts of town, there was a cute little museum which also included a garden walk. That sounds really nice. It was.
I thought it was good, but I could have used less of all that flower talk.
Yeah. You aren't the only one.
I thought it was informative.
But enough of that. It's now time for the main event.
Hot springs, he says.
Yay! I cannot wait to soak in that glorious water. Same here.
Mayu grins, and even Cowardy cracks a smile. We eagerly follow Sho into the hotel, where he presents our tickets. We had to wait what felt like a couple hours at least, while they prepared the place. Afterwards, an attendant leads Sho and I to the male changing rooms, while another attendant leads the girls away. Ooh, pretty. Look at that. And all that water. I feel like this would be hazardous to me. I feel like somehow, with my luck, I would be like walking or getting out or something and step on a rock and then slip, not fall into the water, smack my head on a rock and then fall into the water. As is customary, we strip down and rinse ourselves thoroughly before entering the adjoining hot spring. I can feel the difference in temperature as soon as I step out of the room. There are a few other men spread out in the pool. They all look to be young and close to my age. Sho and I slowly wade into the hot spring. I dip my feet in and my toes tingle from the rush of heat. Carefully, I lower the rest of me into the water and instantly relax in the warmth. Sho lets out a contented sigh.
Ah, this is the life.
I nod and close my eyes. I listen to the soft sounds of nature mixed with the low murmur of voices from other patrons. The waters are mostly still, only rippling when someone enters or leaves the spring. The water gently eases out any remaining tension in my muscles, and as I let out a deep breath, I wish this moment can last forever.
Hey guys.
Akira, why are you always randomly appearing?
Akira?
I blink, my eyes open at the sound of a familiar voice. Akira has a small towel resting on his head.
Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, you do appear at the same places that we are a lot. Are you a stalker? I mean, if you are, I'm cool with that. I was just about to say that to you. What are you doing here?
We can't stay on campus today, so instead of practicing, my team and I decided to do the next best thing. Heal in the hot springs.
Huh. I squint at the other men in the spring. No wonder they all look my age.
That's why everyone looks so familiar.
See, I get why we aren't aware of this, but Sho, really? I'm surprised we didn't recognize you guys. Akira smiles.
We look different without our uniforms. It took me a few minutes before I recognized you two.
Do you though? Do you look different? In the distance, I hear a high-pitched squeal. Up, van service coming up. Was that the girls?
I think so.
Their spring is right next to ours.
Of course it is. Isn't it always? Sho perks up.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're talking about.
Let's find out.
Oh, no. You mean eavesdrop?
It's not eavesdropping if we're just checking on their well-being.
This can only end poorly. It's true. Great minds think alike. But I'm so comfortable. These are both the answers I really think. Like, if I'm comfortable, I don't want to move, you know? But yeah, this can only end poorly. This can't go well. I don't know. I've seen enough anime to know how this ends. Sho laughs.
Lucky for us, we aren't in an anime. We'll be fine.
Oh, Sho, if only you knew. That doesn't make me feel any more confident about this decision. Akira climbs out of the water.
I know a way we can slip in unseen.
Not slip in. Don't go in. How exactly do you know this?
I can't give away my sources.
I feel like Akira's as bad, maybe worse than Sho. Sho and I look at each other, then shrug. I might have expected this type of behavior from Sho, but definitely not Akira. We follow him out of the pool and into the changing room, where we each grab towels. Then Akira leads us through an employee entrance and into a tunneled hallway. The hallway opens up right beside a large rock enclave surrounding the women's hot spring, which keeps us perfectly out of sight. Now, he's definitely done this before. Giggles float around us as we peek over the rocks. Just our luck. Valerie, Yuna, Mayu, Kaori, and May, May, are right in front of us. Sho and I share a look as if to silently ask, May's here too? Then we shrug. If Akira's here, it only makes sense that May would be here too. Are they dating? I feel like where there's May, there's Akira. You know? Or is he just stalking her?
It's your turn, Valerie. Okay. Truth or dare?
Dare. Okay, truth.
What?
No, I picked dare. Right, truth.
What? May turns to the rest of the girls.
What should we ask her?
Mayu blushes.
What is it like being with a boy?
Oh, Mayu. Everyone stares at her with wide eyes, and Mayu's face turns even redder.
Why would you ask me that?
Because, you know.
Even Kaori's cheeks are pink, but I can't tell whether it's from the question or the heat of the water. Valerie blinks.
Oh, right, okay. You see...
Her voice trails off, and my breath catches in my throat. Is this really happening right now? Sho and Akira both focus intently on the conversation.
How do I put this?
She pauses again as she thinks.
Okay, basically, imagine you have a motherboard. On the different sockets, you have to add the different components. So first you put in the CPU, and then the RAM, a graphics card, some sort of storage drive.
Yes, because the rest of them understand all that, Valerie.
Oh, and the power supply. You can't forget the power supply. That is what? Supplies power. And once all those pieces are ready, then it's time to make sure all the wires are connected. Some graphics cards require a 6-pin connector while others need an 8-pin. Some also require 2 sets of connectors depending on the power draw requirements. It's also important to pick a good case because you want to make sure everything is well protected but still has strong airflow. Having a strong cooling system is important when things heat up.
As Valerie continues with her explanation, the girls struggle to follow along. Mayu's brows are furrowed, but she nods every so often, listening closely to Valerie's words. I mean, Mayu might understand it. I don't know exactly. I feel like if any of them would understand, it would be Mayu. Sorry, Mayu. It would be Mayu because I feel like she would go overboard with studying and knowing everything about her gear. Ina just seems plain confused, although she's trying her best to follow along. Kaori frowns thoughtfully, and I can almost see the gears in her brain trying to piece together the image Valerie is describing. Only May sits with her eyebrows raised and her arms across her chest.
None of this makes sense.
Valerie freezes and looks a little panicked.
What?
May studies Valerie's expression in discomfort. Then she smiles triumphantly, as if she solved a puzzle.
Oh, you've never actually been with.
Valerie laughs loudly over May's voice.
You're so silly, May. What are you even talking about?
Your analogy doesn't describe it at all.
Kaori crossed her arms.
If she's not right, then what's it supposed to be?
May grins mischievously.
Well, when a man and a woman love each other very much.
Plop. I look over to Sho. He had leaned too far forward and accidentally wobbles on an unstable pebble, which rolled into the spring. Damn it, Sho! As one of the girls looks over in our direction, then screams.
Run!
We scramble to safety of the hallway. Oh no, what is Mayu gonna think of us now? We scramble into the safety of the hallway and head back into the men's changing room.
Do you think they saw us?
They definitely did. They probably saw you. The blood leaves Sho's face.
No! Akira, please, tell me otherwise.
It was pretty dark. Maybe they just saw a silhouette.
For your sake, I hope that's all they saw.
If I fall, I'm dragging you down with me.
Me? I was in the men's hot springs the entire time. Isn't that right, Akira?
Of course.
You guys!
Listen, Sho, is your idea. Once our pounding hearts subside, We returned to the men's hot spring as if nothing happened. As soon as our time was up, we left with the rest of the group. This way, it could have been anyone who disturbed the girls. What is this area? Akira rejoins his team. The cafeteria sounds again. Akira rejoins his teammates while Sho and I change back into our clothes. We wait for the girls in the hotel lobby. Oh, his clothes are different again. We agree to meet here for dinner, right? Sho answers nervously.
Yep.
After 15 minutes, they still haven't emerged. Sho shifts from foot to foot.
Do you think they really saw me there and now they've gone ahead without us?
Maybe. I wouldn't blame them. They can't go without us. Who cares? I can't blame them. But, you know, that's just my perspective. If I was with a group and some of them were guys and they tried to peek in on me, I probably would go to dinner without them too. They can't go without us isn't true. Yeah, I totally wouldn't blame them. We kind of deserve it if they did. Sho has the decency to look sheepish.
I didn't realize girls talked about such private things.
What do you think we talk about? We're human. Do you also think that we never used the bathroom, you know? Neither did I. Oh, Satsuma, I thought you were better than that.
What if this is all part of their plan for revenge? Leave us here waiting while they're all eating delicious food and laughing at us.
They could all just be changing. It does take a bit more effort to put things on. There's more things to put on.
Or maybe they've retired to one of their hotel rooms, dressed in their PJs, continuing their conversation.
Why is your brain going here again? We'll end this episode here, and we'll figure out the mystery of what happened to the girls in the next episode. I'm Tato Cat. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful morning, evening,